Right, hello everyone. Hope you're doing well and you're enjoying everything that's going on so far. My name is Liam Bedford and I'm a YouTuber who lives in London, which is just absolutely classic, isn't it? So alongside being a YouTuber, I also work full-time for a mental health company called Sanctus. I work there as the creative lead, and that's mainly what I'm here to talk about today and this evening about mental health. This is something right now that needs to be talked about more than ever during this uncertain period that we're in at the moment with the third lockdown and not really understanding where we're going and how it's quite hard to look forward. So talking about mental health has never been more important, and I want to try and break down that stigma as much as I can in the time that I've got here to help you possibly have some quick wins or some resources that you can go through. But first of all, as I've got a bit of time, I'd like to talk through who I am and what you could expect to see on the Liam Bedford YouTube channel. If you don't know who I am, it feels a bit weird talking in third person saying Liam Bedford, but here we are. So where do I even start? I like this sentence that I use where I use my channel as my creative video journal. So it's a place where I can post anything I want and express myself creatively. But what I'm finding recently is that people are actually starting to enjoy it as well, and hopefully you could be one of those people. So I've done some really cool things. I've done some cool things such as riding the world's fastest zip line, trying to find what the cheapest flights were and flying to wherever that was, obviously before COVID. I raised over £1,000 for Suicide & Co charity with a Christmas song, a COVID Christmas song for James Daniels and a few of my friends, and also running Couch to 5K in 1 week. I've also done some less serious things though, such as travelling to Bedford just to promote my channel, eating meal deals for a whole week, or performing ballet in public just after 2 hours practice. Or more recently, I got some YouTubers to sing the Wellerman sea shanty song, the "Soon May the Weatherman Come," without knowing that's what they were singing. Soon may the Wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. And if you're looking for a new creator to start watching, why don't you come have a look and see what we're doing over here on the Liam Bedford channel. As I said earlier though, there's a video journal element to my channel. I once let my parents ask me absolutely anything, all just to grow myself as an individual and kind of push boundaries that I didn't realise I could push. We talked about all sorts of stuff from addiction and my sex life, my secrets, my things that I didn't like about myself the most, talked about my mental health journey and all of this sort of stuff with my parents, and it was quite out there, but that's what you can find on this channel, is it's an honest place. And that's all kind of started since I've been opening up about my own mental health. See, a few years ago I was struggling. I was over drinking, I was denying lots of stuff, I was closing myself off, I wasn't talking to anyone about what was going on because I don't think I really understood what was going on in my own head. And I just kept putting it off, and that's why I really want to use this time to talk about mental health, because there could be people who are watching this who could be going through a similar thing that I was going through, or if not going through a similar thing, maybe even worse than what I was doing, or just starting in this sort of journey of theirs. But one thing I do want to clarify is that despite working with coaches and therapists, I am not a professional. I can only speak from my own point of view and what's worked for me, and little advice and tips for people who are coming onto their mental health journey or just looking to talk about it a bit more freely. Because bearing that in mind, the first thing I want to show you is a bunch of resources. These resources you can use if you feel like you're in an immediate crisis and you feel like you need to reach out to someone right now. So I'll get that to be put up on the screen somewhere right now. So yeah, we've got the Sanctus directory, which is where I work, and it's a list of great resources you can reach out to, both over the phone, on the internet, text, whatever it is, all of these different places, or if you're interested in looking to talk to someone like a coach or a therapist, there's all kinds of resources on there and it's a great place to start. There's also Calm Zone, which you can find the website for. There's the Samaritans, there's Shout, where you can text a Shout, there's Mind, and there's Young Minds, and that's a few things that I've got down here as a resource, and all of the numbers and the websites will be on the screen right now. If you feel like you're in immediate crisis and you need to reach out to someone, please try. I know it may sound scary or alarming, but I promise you it can take the weight off your shoulders just being able to open up to others. So one thing that someone may be asking right now is, how can I open up at the moment and support myself daily during a lockdown? So one of the things I'm going to talk through now is this little lockdown toolkit that I put together a few weeks ago with some of the coaches at Sanctus. It's a list of quick ways that you can support yourself each day. So the lockdown toolkit is broken up into 4 different sections. We've got the dopamine section, the oxytocin section, the serotonin section, and the endorphin section. And these are 4 different ways that you can be supporting yourself throughout the day. The dopamine section, which is the reward chemical, you can do little things like completing a task. So even just waking up in the morning and making your bed will already make you feel ready for the day. It sounds really simple, but sometimes obviously we are feeling in a place where it's actually hard to get up and make our bed in the morning. So completing a small task like that can be really rewarding for yourself. Doing some self-care activities, so whether that is cooking a nice meal for yourself or going to the shop knowing that you need to buy something for yourself. Eating food. Who would have thought that eating food could be a great thing for your mental health, but it's a reward chemical. You need to eat to feel good, and maybe you can try cook something that you haven't cooked before, a nice healthy meal or something that you've been wanting to try, and you can practice for when life is back to normal. You can cook that meal for someone you care about. And celebrating those little wins. As I said, if you get up in the morning and you make your bed and you jump in that shower in the morning, celebrate the fact that you've done that. Because it is important to wake up in the morning and really take pride that you've actually got up and you've done those things. So the oxytocin, which is the love hormone, this can be stuff like playing with a dog. I don't know if any of you have a dog out there, or a cat, or a loving animal that you can stroke. Just something simple as stroking an animal can really just let you have that oxytocin and that love hormone just like around you, and it's really beneficial for yourself. Listening to music, so if you've got your favourite music and you're feeling a bit low, maybe put your music on, and that may help you with where you are at the moment. Doing something nice for someone. This is something that's I'm sure people are aware of, but if you're normally nice to someone else, this really makes you feel better. I'm one of those people at Christmas who prefers watching their friends or their family opening up the Christmas present I got for them, as opposed to opening up one in front of someone who got me something. It's always rewarding. It feels nice to just do something nice for someone, and whether that's opening the door for someone, or at the moment it's a lot harder to do it to random people, but maybe sending your friend a nice letter or a nice picture or whatever it is. There's many things you can do that you know that will pick someone else up in the day, and that can pick yourself up as well. Giving a compliment, depends on who you live with or depends on who you're seeing at the moment during lockdown. Try giving a compliment, because not only will it make that person feel better, it will make you feel better for doing so. Serotonin, the mood stabilizer. So this is stuff that's a bit more spiritual and stuff that not all of these things that I get on with. For example, meditating. I have never been one for meditating myself, however, I do know that it really benefits others. So maybe try meditating. There's a few great apps for that. None that comes to mind right now that I can remember. I know Calm is a good meditating app, so maybe try that out. Running. Again, I've talked about running earlier on, saying about how I run Couch to 5K. At the moment, I've got a bit of a buggered ACL in my knee, and I can't actually run very far at the moment, so that's not for me. But that could be in the same, if you can't do the running at the moment, maybe you can go for a nice walk in nature at the moment. It's important during this lockdown to just get out if you can, and when we're not allowed to do much at the moment, if you can walk in any sort of green area. For me, I'm in London at the moment, so it's very built up. However, you can find those nice spots with a bit of greenery, and that really will help and benefit you. Sun exposure, probably not very apt for people in Britain right now. I don't know where people are watching this from. Again, myself, I'm in London. It was snowing last week, but if it's nice and bright outside, make sure you make the most of that sun out there. And cycling, again, similar to walking or running. If you've got a bike, go out and cycle. All of these things that really make you feel better afterwards. It's the sort of thing where if you're going to go for a run, I know it can feel quite hard to get yourself out and do it, but the reward comes from afterwards. It's not why you're doing it before, but once you've done it, you'll feel a lot better and you'll be ready to go on with your day, and you'll feel proud that you got out there and you did that run. And endorphin, the painkiller. So we've got here laughter exercise, but that can be through watching a comedy film or a TV show or some of your favorite YouTubers if you're watching this. And laughing really does help with endorphins coming out. Dark chocolate. Why not? If you want to have something that makes you pick up a bit, have a bit of chocolate. I think dark chocolate's been put here because it's not as bad as milk or white chocolate, but I'm more of a milk chocolate person. And again, exercising. At the moment I'm doing some Joe Wicks 90-day plan, so I'm exercising every single day, and I have noticed a big benefit of just doing at least 25 minutes or 20 minutes, 10 minutes every day. Just doing something, get your body moving. It really does help you and support you through the day. And that's the toolkit for lockdown support. So if you're really wanting to touch base or just get started on some sort of things that you know are going to support you during this lockdown, there's a list of few things that you can try there. Would fully recommend doing so. As I said, I'm not an official coach or therapist or anything like this, and this is all from my experience. However, trying things like this, putting yourself out there, can really help with supporting your own mental health. And I think I want to encourage you during this period right now to reach out to people if you feel like you need to, or try and start in that conversation, whether that's with some of the resources that I've shared, or whether that's with friends or family if you feel ready to do that. But do it at your own time. There's no rush, there's no pressure. Just look after yourself and support yourself as much as you can. And that goes both ways for supporting people that you feel like may be struggling. Instead of asking, how are you at the moment? Maybe ask a question like, how are you doing in lockdown at the moment? And that key change there in the way that you ask that question really opens up an opportunity for people to say, well, I'm doing better than I was yesterday, or I'm doing better than I was last week. And then you begin a conversation, and an honest, open conversation about how someone really may be feeling at the moment. I hope this has been able to help you in some sort of way. As I said, I feel like I wanted to use this opportunity to really give mental health a bit of a spotlight at the moment, because I think it's so important at the moment during this lockdown, during such an uncertain time. It's the second pandemic that's going on in the world right now alongside COVID. I'm aware that there may be a lot of people who are lonely or are literally alone in their houses at the moment and struggling, and I just want to keep that message going that you're not alone. It is going to get better. And yet, if you feel like you need to reach out to someone, or you feel like you need to support your mental health, try looking into that. That's me done here. I hope everyone continues to have a great evening watching Third Time Lucky, and congratulations to the people who put this together. It's fantastic, great idea. There's lots of great YouTubers who are still to come, who have gone before me. Make sure you check out the Liam Bedford channel if you want a new YouTuber to watch. Just another standard 24-year-old London YouTuber doing what he enjoys doing, and there's a lot of cool stuff on there that hopefully you'll enjoy. But for now, it's been a pleasure, and have a great evening the rest of you.